Hi, everybody. I will share my screen so I can show a little presentation that I have done. Okay, so first of all, I am very grateful to be part of this project and to collaborate. Yeah, I'm Julio. I am a daylight specialist at IDOM. I've studied architecture in Spain, and I have achieved my master at Lund University of Energy Efficiency and Environmental Building Design. IDOM is international company of consultants, engineers, and architects, and is spread worldwide with presence in 5 continents and a total of 3,500 people. This gives me the opportunity to work in very different countries with different needs. So daylight, as we all know, is a dynamic kind of light, which it keeps changing its position and intensity constantly. Yeah. Here, my first project as a daylight specialist was an lighting audit of IDOM headquarters in Madrid. So I have performed several daylight simulations of this building. It has a lot of peculiarities like the microperforate facade and skylights, personal like user behavior. It also has integrated daylight system, so it can get the system in the open office can save up to 59% of the electrical consumption thanks to the daylight harvesting. These are some pictures of the building. I have also have the opportunity to work in different continents and countries with different daylight needs, and this is the case of a stadium in Chile. So I have also worked in different building type uses. In this case, I have to analyze these wooden slats facade. So I have to improve the daylight conditions for the spectators, avoiding glare. So these slats were rotated to get the least glare possible. Here is some of the optimization studies that were carried out in order to obtain the best performance. Another challenge, the sun apparent size. So the sun vectors are not fully aligned. I mean, like a vector, they have a dimension for when it is analyzed for such a big distance from the facade to the spectators. So these have to be further studied, but I try to also consider it to some extent, the effect of the sun size, the apparent sun size. So the rays will hit the spectators, but then a conical shape for the sun size goes back from the spectators. I also have performed some photosynthetic active radiations for the grass growth of the field and try to improve the roof configuration in order to obtain better daylight for the grass. I have also experience in hospital complex in Gambia in this case. So it is challenging in some of these projects because it's very important to avoid the sun, the heat gains from the sun inside the rooms, but it's also a hospital. So you really want daylight inside the rooms for the patient's recovery. So here I have to filter which hours are the warmest all over the year. So that way I can focus on the harmful radiation that I want to avoid. And that way I can improve the solar protection and only avoid those hours while letting daylight happen the rest of the time. This is a school in Peru. It's an open air school, so it's a completely naturally ventilated school. In this case, the facade configuration was already proposed by the architects, but they wanted to know the distances between the slats, how much distance is needed. So for every different orientation, it was a different study was performed. Yeah, and then also some competitions in Spain of different use types in a laboratory, an office building. So I was try to give some inputs to the architect design team, in this case, big architects, so they could improve its energy performance of the building and comfort also, avoiding this direct solar radiation. Also some daylight analysis for the office building here in Madrid. It's also important not only achieve some certain daylight levels, but also try to avoid the glare and the local overheating issues. So in this case, I kind of guide the architects where some problems could happen in the skylights, and that some solar protections were needed, or blinds. And I also believe that it will be more and more common having solar farms in our cities in the urban context, and photovoltaic installations. So we have performed some glare simulations where you can detect which, in an urban context, which could be the most influence areas, and then when this glare will happen. And yeah, that's mostly it about my experience as a daylight specialist in Spain. I thank you for your time, and if anybody wants to have any questions, you can write me to this email, and I will be glad to answer you. Thank you. For me, I am done.
Thank you, Julio. Amazing work that you have done in the last 2 years. Not long ago that you graduated.